So far this season, McLaren have utterly dominated. They've won 5 of the 6 races so far, had 5 other podium finishes, and finished 1-2 in the Miami Grand Prix with over a 30-second gap to the next car. If it wasn't for the fact they had 2 relatively equally matched drivers, worries about a repeat of the 2023 F1 season might be growing. Luckily for us, Piastri and Lando Norris are battling each other at the moment, but the other teams don't want to be left out of the hunt for the championship titles just yet. With the European leg just a week away, I'm going to take a look at the upgrades each team will be bringing to try and challenge McLaren, so don't go anywhere. Ferrari this season have been a bit of a mess. If Carlos Sainz hadn't been driving with damage or race in Miami, there's a reasonable chance that both Ferraris would have finished behind both of the Williamses. When Lewis Hamilton made the decision to change teams at the start of 2024, I'm sure that isn't the position he thought he would be finishing in. If you like to keep half an eye on the Lewis Hamilton fanbase on social media, as I do, then you'll know that they're pretty much done with this season and Ferrari already. Half just want 2026 to begin, the other half want Lewis to leave. Following the chaos in Miami, with both drivers being compromised by the poor communication at the pit wall, Ferrari are at a new low. With the new regulations coming in the next season, the performance of the SF25 is so bad that no one would argue with the Scuderia if they decided to call it quits on this season and focus on 2026 instead. It isn't just the balancing of investment between this season and next season that is a problem for Ferrari. The car has some fundamental issues that need resolving. One glaring issue is a lack of qualifying performance. In Miami, they lined up 8th and 12th for the Grand Prix, but even when they have performed better, they're a long way off the front row. At Jeddah, Charles was 4th on the grid but 4 tenths off pole. In Bahrain, he was 3rd but 3.5 tenths off pole. Ferrari's qualifying woes can be attributed to an increased emphasis on long-run performance from 2024 that has come at a cost to its previous potency over one lap. While neither driver managed to make a serious climb through the points in Miami, Fred Vasseur admitted that it was the qualifying performance that really held them back. Yesterday in quali, our fastest lap with the 2 cars was with scrubbed tyres and not with new. We were not able to get the potential of the new tyres. The lap that we did in scrubbed was not that bad. It was probably P4, P5. But when the others put a new set on, we lost the 4-5 position. Clearly, it's where we have to improve. Fred reckoned their race pace was a match for Mercedes, but if they can't start further up the grid, having to make overtakes is always going to hold them back. The problem with the fresh tyre pace lies in Ferrari's inability to get its tyre temperature into the correct operating window. To go with that, the SF25 is also terrible in the low-speed corners. At low speed, mechanical grip becomes more important, and the SF25 just doesn't have enough of it. Around the parking lot of the Hard Rock Stadium, low-speed performance is vital to keep the gap down to the car ahead so you can have a good run with DRS onto the back straight. With tyre warm-up and low-speed performance being a problem, the team at Maranello are looking at their suspension for answers to their performance problems. A new suspension ain't going to come cheap, and the fact that Ferrari are committing to it reflects that they believe the gains from it must be significant. It also reflects that Ferrari must be very confident that it is their suspension which is the problem. At the moment, there are 2 teams working at Maranello. One is 100% focused on next season, and the other is working on this new suspension and the aero upgrades to go with it. The exact timing of all those upgrades is still uncertain, but it would be a big surprise if the first parts of the new package don't appear in Imola. While Ferrari have struggled this season, Mercedes have made serious strides. Hamilton has left, and with him have gone the complaints about a car which seems to make no sense. Mercedes have made some real improvements over the winter, and thanks to that, sits second in the Constructors' Championship. As Andrea Kimi Antonelli beds into the team, George Russell has been on a charge, making use of a now competitive W16 to put himself 4th in the Drivers' Championship, just 40 points off leader Oscar Piastri. It isn't just the results that have been good though, it is the consistency with which George has produced them. He is the only driver to finish in the top 5 in every race so far, and that includes the 2 sprints as well. Mercedes have been holding back on upgrades this season, and with new engine regulations next year, many expect Mercedes to have an advantage with a strong engine. That means they could quite easily turn their attention to next season and try to make the most of that advantage, but that isn't their plan. Like Ferrari, they still think they can take the fight to McLaren. Mercedes technical director James Allison has revealed that Mercedes will be bringing upgrades next year, with more to come after that as well. In the next races, we'll be bringing new parts that are more visible from the outside. With a bit of luck, they should be able to improve our results, he said. Mercedes have had the opposite problem to Ferrari so far this season. Their qualifying results have been great. Not quite McLaren levels are great, but still very respectable. For Mercedes, the focus is on their race pace and how they take care of their tyres over a full stint. James Allison said, "Hopefully the upgrades we bring in the next 2 or 3 races will swing the pendulum a bit in our direction. We'll continue to try to work on tyre temperatures in the race. That should help with the results as well. We have to make sure that we can deliver on Sunday what we promised on Saturday. The most important thing is to control the temperatures in the tyres and ensure that the car can show the pace it's capable of." The season's second triple header will see the teams travel from Italy along the coast to Monaco and then carry on to Barcelona. Toto Wolff has said that there will be upgrades at 2 of those races, with more to come afterwards as well. "We have something planned for Imola, Barcelona, and even Montreal. Even with a steady flow of upgrades, closing the gap to McLaren will not be easy." Of course, this is Formula 1, and sometimes if you can't win by improving your own car, you just have to complain about your opposition's car until the FIA steps in. McLaren's advantage in the way it can manage rear tyre temperatures better than any other team has drawn the attention of their rivals this season. Rival teams have been trying to work out exactly where its advantage is coming from, with the focus having narrowed down to the way the McLaren is cooling the outer surface of its rear brake drum, which then helps in stopping the wheel rim and tyre that sits over it getting too hot. With Red Bull unable to work out how McLaren have been doing it, they turned to the FIA for help. Reportedly, thermal images Red Bull had obtained from an outside party, which revealed some intriguing cold spots on the McLaren rear brake drums, had been shown to the FIA as part of an ongoing complaint from the team. McLaren CEO Zak Brown, who teased his rival team with a water bottle that said "tyre water" on it in Miami, a reference to a rumor that McLaren might have water in their brake drums to help with cooling, was adamant that his team had not had to alter anything. After the Miami Grand Prix on Sunday night, the FIA undertook one final thorough inspection of McLaren's brakes to finally put a stop to the matter. McLaren weren't told that there were any problems with the brakes after the inspection, and there's been no official documentation from the FIA declaring that changes need to be made, so it must be assumed that the FIA are happy with what they saw. What that means is that whatever McLaren's solution is that is allowing them to push their rear tyres harder than their opponents, it is simply a clever design rather than anything illegal. Do you think Ferrari or Mercedes stand any chance of closing the gap to McLaren? Or are they already out of reach? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.